I'm certainly a portfolio manager, but I've also been around doing stockbroking for a good 18 years. Did start off on the floor, on the bond floor. Not many people know that there was a bond floor as well as an equity floor. I started off on the bond floor, trading government bonds, Eskom bonds, and then move over to equities a few years later. I do think that in some way or other there has to be a fallout by Greece. Greece cannot afford to pay back their debt. It's virtually impossible because of the amount of the sheer size of the debt. But on the other hand, there's Europe, and specifically Angela Merkel said that they want to keep the Eurozone intact. But it's going to come at a cost. And what will happen is Germany is going to make sure that the route that they choose with regards to the bailouts and the stabilization of the Eurozone is going to cost Germany the least. So you've got Eurozone, USA and China as the upcoming economic power. So we export mainly to Europe. That's our biggest trading partner. So it has a huge influence on our companies. Our dependence on Europe is becoming less as we grow our exports in commodities to China and to Asia Pacific. I wish we could add more value by not just exporting the iron ore, but rather making the product in South Africa. But it's all about cost. We export our iron ore to China. We did it at 130 dollars a ton. That price has come down to $90 a ton. And if you look at the current situation with regards to our mining environment and the political turmoil around it and the instability around it, we've got to get that right, because we don't export our minerals. We're not going to be able to cover our trade deficit. Well, you've got the platinum mine sector, which is the biggest in the world, with Amplats and Impalas. Amplats has just told their workers not to come to work. And then you've got Lonmin, which is the third biggest. On the other hand, you've got the gold mines, which has got to dig deeper and deeper to get the gold out of the ground. With platinum, I'll be wary in putting my money into the platinum miners itself. However, you can buy exchange-traded fund, which is a play on the platinum rand price. That's probably your safer bet. Now we're sitting at a forward PE, on a 1-year forward PE of around about 12.2 and 2-year forward PE of 11.8. Our mean is 14.4, as I said. To revert back to the mean is not necessarily the case. However, if earnings comes down, you've got to look at your 6 biggest market cap on the all share is Anglo's, Billiton's, British American Tobacco, SA Breweries, MTN, Naspers, those sort of companies. If their earnings comes down, then you won't have a booming market. However, and taking Anglo's for instance, 37% of their earnings comes from iron ore, and on the other hand, earnings from platinum is zero at the moment. So where's the growth going to come from? The medical aid cost has gone up tremendously over the years. However, if you're a shareholder, Discovery brought out results. It might have been disappointing for the market, but if you crunch the numbers, it's actually not bad at all. I would be a buyer of Discovery at the moment, and I buy it via Rand Merchant Insurance, which owns 25% of Discovery, and on top of that, they own Outsurance. So you get a bit of a spread on the risk just by buying Rand Merchant Insurance. The closer we get to the elections, yes, it will have an effect on sentiment. However, our business environment is quite sturdy, and we shouldn't have too much of a problem with regards to carrying on with business. We should be fine. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. I've lived for 3 years in London, and this is we live in paradise. We just got to manage the risks.